What time it is? You know what time it is. You know what time it is. When you see the lady singing and the slow beat bringing, you know how we get down here at the studio. Been a great show today for a Saturday for us. Huge show. First segment, we talked some Ohio State. Ohio State, they beat up Texas in Texas. And had the referee swallowed their whistle, that game would have got out of control. Congratulations to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They beat Penn State in a classic to advance to the national championship game to meet the Buckeyes. Then we talk Michael Vick at Norfolk State. He's got a mystery supporter. Who was that mystery man? We covered that. Go check that segment out. Also, we got our last segment. We got our last segment here, which is the SEC. It's time to have a come to Jesus moment for them. And the truth hurts. The reason why I coined that this truth hurts and this is a come to Jesus moment and they need to get baptized because the narrative and the lies that the SEC is the best conference is dead. Officially, dead on arrival. We'll get into what I'm talking about when we come back from a quick 20 from a rap album we're talking about this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. It's your boy Big Vern promoting a new rap album this month. Redman, Muddy Waters 2. Get it in stores where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is What's Hot, La 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 with Redman and Method Man, Don't You Miss, Ignorant, A, Hood Star with Kid Capri, Faith Evans, Pop the Trunk, Ghetto Motivation, I love that record, Kush with Snoop Dogg, Goofy, 1 O'Clock, and many more. Redman, Muddy Waters 2, in stores now. Yeah, shout out to Reggie Noble, aka Funk Doctor Spidock, doing his thing. Yo, Muddy Waters is a good album. Muddy Waters 1 is good too, so you can check those two out. Hell, you ain't got nothing else to do. We snowed in today. But when we last left off, we were talking about a football conference in the SEC that had 13 teams in bowls this season, and they are 8-7. And sometimes you got to shake your head because, yes, they are better than the ACC. The ACC had a down year. Their lone 2 wins coming from Louisville and Syracuse, I guess. But they're 2-11. You know, they put a lot of teams into bowls that pretty much didn't belong. And so did the SEC. The SEC cried the loudest, and they bitched and moaned, and they said certain teams didn't deserve to be in the college playoff, and they were looking to leapfrog. That's why I don't get into the rankings until after Thanksgiving, because I feel like that's how you should rank those teams, because you're always going to see sports writers and corrupted, compromised individuals give you, the SEC, the benefit of the doubt, and that's what happened. Because when you got to these bowl games, what y'all said and what happened was 2 totally different things. Tennessee, they got mauled by Ohio State. That was embarrassing to open the playoffs. Y'all got murdered and torched, 42-17, and that was actually 42-10. I don't know why Hupel kept Nico Lamaleva out there when there was nothing to play for. That kid could have got seriously hurt. And it led you to kind of scratch your head. Outside of Florida, whooping on Tulane. Okay. And then Texas beat up on Clemson. Yeah. Okay. Again, Texas played Clemson at home in Austin. They just played in Dallas. How they had 2 home games makes no sense to me. But again, this is why you cried. You threw your weight around and you got your wake up call. You got your wake up call. Oklahoma lost to Navy. That makes no sense. Georgia Tech, they can score points. We know they can score points in a hurry. They lost to Vandy. So that was a competitive game. But again, it's against the ACC. You can't talk trash about other conferences when you refuse to play them and you cherry pick. You looked at the ACC. You looked at the most vulnerable teams in the ACC and you pounced on it. Why didn't Clemson get a home game? Texas should have been on the road playing Clemson in Clemson because Clemson won the ACC. For whatever you think of Clemson and whatever you think of the ACC, they didn't get a bye and they didn't get a home game. That to me was kind of a head scratcher. Like, really? I digress. Arkansas beat a meaningless Texas Tech. Again, cherry picking. You looked at the Big 12, you saw some of the compromised worst teams in the Big 12 at the bottom, and you wanted to go ahead and pounce, to go ahead and pad your record. Again, you can't say you're the best if you're not playing the best. But this is what Lane Kiffin will not say. This is what Kalen Dober will not say. This is what Kirby Smart kind of mumbles under his breath and thinks. And then Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC. This dude, Greg Sankey, he can say that, oh, we should have had 4 teams in that college playoff. No, you shouldn't, sir. You were ready to find said teams in your own conference because you accused them of faking injuries to slow down teams who were playing up tempo. We covered it. Texas A&M loses to USC. Again, they try to go ahead and cherry pick in the Big Ten because they seen USC at the bottom. And when you cherry pick, sometimes you pick a pepper, and they got burned. Missouri beat Iowa. That was a solid win. I can say all the things about the Missouri Tigers I can muster. However, they beat a quality team. Iowa was a solid win. Alabama got embarrassed by Michigan. I don't know how long I can keep saying this because Michigan had a quarterback that did not throw the ball in the second half of that game. In the second half of that game, Alex Orgeat only had 3 throws. 2 of them connected and 1 of them was an interception. And y'all lost that game. That was the 5th best team in the SEC. Y'all's best team got shut down by Notre Dame and embarrassed. And y'all said Indiana didn't belong. Indiana scored more points on Notre Dame than Georgia. Don't give me that. Georgia, their heart wasn't in it because the chip wasn't on the... No, the chip was on the line. Y'all had Alabama out there. Those guys were playing because they wanted to actually have something to hang their hat on. And they got embarrassed. And if we're going to be real, Coach Sharon Moore has outcoached Kalen Dober both times that they've met. He did it when Kalen was in Washington last year, and he did it again at Michigan this year. Navy beat Oklahoma. Don't tell me you're the best when you lost to Navy. I don't even watch the Army and Navy game. I never have. It never held anything for me. Bunch of soldiers out there having some fun and getting some exercise. Okay, I'm not going to diss the program. I'm not discrediting it, but it just isn't my cup of tea. But you lost to them. South Carolina plays everybody tough in the SEC. They got beat by the Fighting Illini. Now, if Lane Kiffin wanted to run his mouth about who in the Big Ten didn't belong where, he could have raised his hand and took on Illinois. But he didn't. And he knew why he didn't. Because he's scared. He's scared he's gonna get embarrassed and he got to eat his words. So they went and faced Duke. Duke? What? Come on now. Y'all know what it is. It's cherry picking at its best. It's cherry picking at its best. Texas, they played Arizona State at home. Like I said, man, that was crazy. That was crazy. And they beat Arizona State, which was the champions of the Pac-12. I mean, not the Pac-12, but the Big 12. Congratulations to them. They just got murdered last night by Ohio State. And if the referees would have swallowed that whistle, that game was out of control. Y'all put 13 teams in this college playoff. In bowl season, y'all barely 8-7. 8-7. But the conference that was better than you all, that had less teams in it, was the Big Ten. That was the best conference this year at 10-6. At 10-6, the Big Ten was the best conference this year of the Power Five. So you guys need to get over yourself. You're not that impressive. Nobody cares. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Well, that's the show. Thank you all for joining us. We had a great time. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe button and share the content. This is Big Vern, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.